Hello guys, this is Brimmer here and welcome back to another video. Today this is episode 116 of Desert Survival, and today we're starting off here in what I've now named Area 49. Yes, I've gotten the Area 51 name and kind of twisted it a little bit, because I like the number 49 and also 51 plus 49 is equal to 100. Other than the name, I've done some work around here, because I've got this thing right here done. This is the storage system for all of the chicken and all of the feathers we're going to get. And also all of the eggs, which is something I actually completely forgot about last episode. Yeah, we're also going to have egg-laying chickens here. We're not only just going to have ones for meat. Although most of them will probably be for meat, just knowing how those ratios come out. But as far as that, sometimes the chickens also lay eggs. So I have a few there, but it's not sustainable at all. So yeah, I've spent a lot of time building this off camera. And by the way, I love building stuff off camera. I don't know why. It just hits different. It just feels nice not having to worry about like making a clip here, making a clip there. But I also decided to AFK overnight, and this is how much chicken we got. I think that's pretty close to a Hoglin farm. Now, granted, chicken is not as good a food source as pork chops, but think that we can expand this. Uh, we can nuke our PC even more someday, and so yeah, that's always a possibility. But currently, I am happy at the rate we're getting it. Also, we're getting chicken as we speak, so yeah, it is pretty darn efficient. Although this is the main storage system, I also have this little area. And this room right here, which is basically just an AFK room. Oh, maybe I should have put a clock there. I don't know. I usually put clocks in areas that don't have good skylight access or are far away from a good source of it. I don't know if this is far enough though to grant a clock because I always have the bed, and also since it's down there, I shouldn't have to run into mob issues. But yeah, today we're gonna be taking a break from this area because we are gonna be working with we're actually going to be taking an entire break on this food quest for a while. We are going to be working with some villagers this episode, and in a completely different way. So we are back at the normal area of desert survival. We are nearby the mob farm, as you can see, but we're on the other side of Route 2. But if we turn around, yeah, we've got another skyscraper. So the roof is not finished because the original design I was gonna do, let's just say, would have looked a bit sus. If you get where I'm getting at, and you kind of can see with this roof what I'm talking about. And also I didn't have enough light blue concrete powder, so yeah, there's also that. But this actually built a few episodes back. I think it was like 110, 111. I had the recording on replay mod before I changed the version to match Byco SMP. But yeah, we've now got this skyscraper. This will be the front door. I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna be. Like maybe it could be like something like that. But inside of here, I've made this design with white and blue for a very particular reason. This is going to be our iron and diamond area. So originally I was going to try to farm diamonds because I thought there was a way to do that, but apparently I was just tripping the entire time. So now I look like an absolute idiot. I can still trade all of the iron for villagers, and I can also still trade with the villagers to get diamond gear. So it still works out at the end. I also think it would be really cool if, this first floor is the trading and whatever, but the floor above it, we can have a massive storage system just to see how many pairs of diamond gear we can get. So basically I have like a pseudo diamond farm anyways. But yeah, originally I was not gonna use the iron trade, but I just realized I have so much iron now for my iron farm. Because I keep on like when I AFK at my normal area over there, I load it, and also I'm loading it when I'm at my base. I'm kind of loading it everywhere, so I've been getting way more iron than I needed. So yeah, I think it's probably good for us to just open up the trade, for it to be available for us. So yeah, let's get some villagers in there, then shall we? So we are near a minecart rail line, which is really nice. But I'm probably going to get them from there, which I've actually been breeding for a different reason over there. I'm probably just gonna steal two from there and then just get a whole bunch of beds and breed them up. So yeah, as you can see, the carrot and potato farm are currently dismantled, and I've got all the villagers here. They're all making babies and that sort of stuff. That sounded weird. But yeah, tell me I could just hop it on Old Route 1, get it on Old Route 2 West, and just pop them right there. It should be pretty easy. So, without further ado, let's do that. Actually, never mind. I'm just gonna pull them by camel. This is way more satisfying than minecart's, not gonna lie. And way more fun as well. Oh my god, dude, these cacti are absolutely killing me. But yeah, like I said, this is just something is just so satisfying about this. I don't know why, but these new leads are awesome. Oh, I can leap jump as well. And then basically just teleports them. Alright, we've got a lot of villagers bred now, as you can see. I also removed the beds so that they won't spawn iron golems anymore. And basically what's next is simple. I just kill off the iron golems, lure a zombie villager inside. Eventually it'll turn all well actually this is a huge area, so it might take a long time, but and some might despawn, but eventually all of the villagers will become zombie villagers, and I cure them all. Now the reason why I bred a lot is because there's gonna be some loss. Especially if I bred more than I have golden apples, which is something I didn't really think about. So yeah, anyways, let's just get all of these villagers cured, and then we can figure out an interior for this place. And these guys are cured. It's been about a week later, I'd say. A week or two that it took for me to get all the villagers and the zombies and that sort of stuff. So as you can see, it's heavily discounted. And yeah, we have less villagers, although that was kind of intentional. I bred way more villagers than I needed, so because I knew that would happen the way I was curing them. Now, most likely, this entire area is not going to be filled with villagers because it's just really large. So I'm probably going to do something like have the villagers at the ends like this row will be like for the iron and the toolsmiths, and this will be like for weaponsmiths and armors. Now the idea is that there's going to be a hallway in the center, and it'll go over there. And since I have an idea as to what to do with the area above, which will be for a future episode, but yeah, that'll just lead there. But since it's a couple weeks later, the game has updated to the copper drop. And this is actually a drop that I was waiting for so long. Personally, I'm in absolute love with this drop. Kind of like 1.1.5, where they add like the desert grass and that sort of stuff. I just love it for whatever reason. Like I love all of the new copper uses, like the copper tools and that sort of stuff. Even though those won't be really useful on this world, they're still really cool. The copper chests I'll love to use, at whether it's for decoration or for actual functionality later on. And also the new copper blocks are just amazing. I mean, I have been using iron, like iron bars and that sort of stuff, and they might fit slightly better. Although I can definitely see the oxidized version of them being used a lot. It also would be very useful because the copper lamps give you, or sorry, the copper lanterns give you as much light as normal lanterns, but the green will be a bit fit a bit more. So, like for example, here where I have lanterns, I can replace them with copper ones, and also I won't be as afraid in the future to use lanterns because yeah, soul lanterns would match better in this color palette than copper, but they produce less light, so can't really use them for lighting, especially since this is supposed to be like this world's supposed to be all bright and that sort of stuff. It isn't supposed to be like dull or moody like my Ocraft base. But yeah, another thing I've noticed is that everything seems a lot darker. I don't know if they played around with like the brightness or whatever, but I mean it's currently dusk, but I can already tell that the lighting is different. Like the torches never used to look like that before. Okay, I'm not. I don't know how to feel about this new light update or whatever update to the light engine. It probably would look cool with moodier builds, but in this world in particular, I do not know. Oh my god. Was this always this dark? I think there was supposed to be a lantern here. Oh my god, yeah, mobs can spawn there. Well, that was a mistake that I made when building the garage. But I've also noticed that even like here, where there's just that tiny overhang, you can see that's noticeably darker once you go in, now that the sun's out. And that was not the case before. So I definitely think it'll take some getting used to. Anyways, I think I'll explore the copper drop more next episode. This episode, even though it's been very long, I think I want to do one more thing, and that is to get an interior design for the first floor of this. So yeah, let's get started with that. I've got the two wings set up, as you can see. I don't have the villagers in there just yet, but this is going to be the iron wing, where the toolsmiths are, and then here we do weaponsmiths and armors, and some of these will probably be empty, so what I'm going to do is that row on the far left, the area which is empty will probably be chests for to store more iron, is my thought process. Right, and I've done some final touches to it, and we got the villagers in. Now, I haven't done the main section because I'm actually going to do that next episode, I think, and you're going to see why in a second. Over here, we have the iron wing. We've got all of these toolsmiths on either side, and if we go to the other side, we've got the armor and weapons wing. We've got armors on this side, weaponsmiths on that side. Wait, I think I meant to do it the other way around. Whatever. Oh, I think I did it on this side because there's more armors than weaponsmiths. Whatever. But also, as you can see, rather than doing 3 out of the 4 rows and having to force directly for storage, the last 2 modules on each end, except for this one since it's an odd number, I put minecart chests on, and this is actually a really cool way for storage, I think, because having minecart chests, it's actually more efficient than normal chests. Like, you can get fit 4 here instead of a 3 block gap. I did this in the starter base, and I just think it's a really cool thing. You can also see that I have an ender chest and a crafting table on this side, while I don't on that side, and that is a measure so that it's easier to tell which way's which, so I can get out here. And yeah, I think overall it looks pretty good, but it could look better. And that's where the copper update comes up. Yes, I want to do some final touches with some of the new copper blocks inside of this build. A lot of it is with these torches. I think copper lanterns, or just even copper torches here, would look really good. But there's also some other stuff I want to do, and that's why I didn't do the middle section. I want to use some of the new copper blocks for this. And also, I haven't used things like copper trapdoors or grates a lot either. So I'd love to use some of that as well. And I'll also use some of the shelves as well. That will be amazing. I have not played around with shelves yet for building, although I know that they're really cool. They're basically like another form of trapdoor, but a bit thicker. So it'll probably be amazing with texture. And I think it will look especially amazing with the pale oak ones, since everything's white already. The only problem is that I don't have a lot of pale oak wood, but I'll keep my eye on wandering traders to see if I will eventually get one during the course of the next episode, get a sapling. But yeah, that's the end of this episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, dislike if you dislike, and I'll see you guys all next video. Peace out!